Good morning. My sister just messaged me that she's upstairs playing Scrabble with my dad, and I just filmed a 5-minute video while I was opening the curtains here. And basically, I don't remember my dreams, so I was just telling you all the panics and regrets I'm having this morning. So I'll post that for you, I guess. But I should go upstairs, and it's also sunny outside. But that makes me sad because I should be out skiing or I should be skating with my family or my wife and kids, which I don't have. So I'm just trying to think of how I can get through the day. And also, I didn't get enough sleep. I was up till 2 a.m. Doing that podcast, and then my stupid phone bedtime settings woke me up at 9:30 again. And now I'm in a panic that I'm too tired, and I'm in a panic that and I'm missing out on life. And anyways, good morning. How are you? All right. Oh, look, I look like a little elf with a beard here. Hello. 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 Would you like me to make you a toy? That's not any better. So I just got a message from Ami saying, you're making me sad, man. And then he mentioned that a friend of his just died from COVID, and he has a cousin or something that also did. So he says, just no more doom and gloom, live every day like it's your last. But that's kind of the opposite of how I'll have no more doom and gloom. Like, if it was my last day, I don't think I'd be like, woo! I mean, it might very well be my last. Anyways, I'll try to be upbeat. So I went for breakfast. I'll post a picture of my plate. I think I forgot to post that because my family was like, yeah, because I was posting in my sister. I was seeing if she was logged into the YouTube channel I made her, and then I added, some things to her Twitter bio. We've already eaten off our food. You got to hurry up. So then I just ate. So I didn't have time to film it. And then we dropped my sister back home because she has Parkinson's, so she starts getting nervous around noon or whatever. And then she wanted her wheelchair, but I was like, no, I'll walk you upstairs. So I walked her up, and that was fine. And then I saw this cutest little beauty salon in the first floor of the building. I'll show you that. It just looks so amazing. Like, that's the kind of, man, I'd love to live in an apartment or some kind of residence with a cute little store. Oh, that's right. They have a little store in my old campus. Oh my God. Maybe I should just go work at the old store. Anyways. And then Giannis said, he's going skiing now, so we'll meet tomorrow instead. And then I texted Charles. I said, hey, we just finished lunch. He's like, oh, I'm going by the store. Do you want to come by? So I got my parents to take me home, get my laptop, and come here just because I'm too scared to be alone. Passing everybody on the canal makes me think, oh my God, I wish I had a group of people to skate with. And then, look who it is. It's Charles. So I got a 3:00 call with my accountability group, and I'm just going to work and upload videos here. Look, it's Charles. Hey, you're live in my story. Come to Snappy Text and get your computer repaired.
Yep.
All right. When last we spoke, I was at Charles's store. Did I post? Oh, I haven't posted this yet. I was going to post a little clip of a young man that visited Charles to get his computer fixed. He's running a recording studio, so he told me if I ever need any recording or whatever. I asked him about that, and he's like, yeah, you can come by.
Your computer.
Yes, what am I doing? Did he give you any tables, or is this it?
Let me check.
Then before that, at 3 p.m., I had to do my Zoom call with my accountability group. It's our little pod of, like 8 people who are, I'm in this course called Made to Do This, where you're learning how to make a living doing your passion. And there's like 888 people in the group. And so they have little groups of like 8 people that are supposed to, keep each other motivated and share ideas and stuff. And so, yeah, I did that call, and I've got I got a little clip I filmed of myself just so I would remember it. I was giving a woman advice. She wants to start some kind of business involving oysters. And so I was giving all these ideas about how to, get people emotionally attached to oysters. But I guess I shouldn't share that because, it's her business idea, and I don't want you guys to steal my ideas to start your own oyster business. Went like an hour and a half, and then I came back to sit so I did that at the back of the room because Charles was on other Zoom calls. So I'm just going to organize my junk here while I talk. And then, look at these little, these are, here, I don't want to show you my address, but they're little mailing things, little stickers that you can stick on your letters with your address, with little pictures of snowmen and stuff. When have I mailed a letter lately? Not recently. But I had a girlfriend 15 years ago, Jen, she was like, let's mail each other letters. And I'm like, ugh, why would I do that? I could just send you an email. But now I know why, because it was special and beautiful, and she was a special, beautiful person, and I should have done it for her. But I didn't, and now she's married with kids with someone else. And I'm alone. Anyways, what was I talking about? There's a thought I'm just going to share so that I remember it. I just found, like in this bag of papers, some crinkly old leaves. And these are from my house plant that I had in the room here this summer, because it's a plant that I had since I was 12, and my mom was trying to throw it out. And I'm like, no, I want it. So I put it in here. But then it didn't quite fit. So it's outside in the winter, and it's surviving, I think. But so this reminds me of when the plant was in here. And then I was like, oh, those were nice times. And that was just a few months ago. And I was just as depressed then as I was now. But now I'm already thinking nostalgically. So it makes me wonder, and if you're older than me, you can let me know if it's true. Do you always get nostalgic for the past? Like, right now I'm like, oh God, I wish I was 18 again. But I'm nostalgic for, I wish I was in my 20s or my 30s. Like, when I'm, like, are people who are 75, are they like, oh gosh, I wish I was 60 again? I guess it's true. Alec Baldwin, here, I was reading an article about Alec Baldwin, who's like, I guess at the time he was 60, and he's like, oh, I wish I could be 50 again. I'm running out of time. So I don't know if he's nostalgic for, 50 was so great, or it's just I wish I had 10 more years. I don't know. You guys can let me know. Like, are people who are 90 are like, oh, I remember when I was 80? Or if people are 120, are like, oh God, my 110s were awesome. I don't know. Hopefully I'll find out. Anyways, so then, so I sat in the front of the office for a while, and then Charles was doing his call, so I didn't really get much done. I was kind of half listening because he was talking to some guy who's helping him market his website. And I've been trying to think of a website idea, and I've been talking to developers, and Charles is like, no, you got to come up with new features. You can't just copy other websites. I'm like, do I? I don't know. I think it's more about marketing. So we argued about that, but it doesn't really matter what he thinks, because it's me in the end that has to put up my own money. Anyways, so then he drove me home, and I made some toast, and then my mom wandered into the kitchen, and she's like, I smell something burning, something cooking. I'm like, I made toast. She's like, okay, I knew I smelled something. I'm like, yes, I made toast. And then she's like, well, why don't you sit down at the table? I'm like, well, I was already almost pretty much done because I was standing at the kitchen counter. And then, by the way, for those of you who are new to my channel, I'm living in my parents' basement. So that's kind of an overarching theme here. So I sat in the living room, and then I was looking at the newspaper. I'm like, oh, this looks like a good article. So I started going through, and she's like, oh, I took out my article that I wrote. And I'm like, which... Is it the one that says how to make your home like into a Zen room, like a Zen room? She's like, yeah, that's the one I wrote. I'm like, oh, because that's the one I wanted to read. So it's a catchy headline. So she writes articles, but then she went up. I'm like, I don't need it. Like, it's fine. She went upstairs and brought it back down. I'm like, okay, fine. And then I could hear upstairs that they were going to watch a movie, and what were they going to watch? Forrest Gump. So that's nice, and it made me wish I was Tom Hanks acting in movies, entertaining the world. And then, what did my dad say? My mom said something, okay, in 20 minutes, because it was 20 to 8. And then she just petered off. My dad's like, 20 minutes what? What? Because my mom has trouble hearing. And then she's like, what? It's 7:40. He's like, no, I'm not asking that. What happens in 20 minutes? Like, are we going to watch the movie? And she's like, what? Do you want to watch a movie? Anyways, it was ridiculous, and eventually my dad's like, no, I asked if you were... And so they figured it out, and my dad's like, now we're having another fight. And she's like, we're not having a fight, we're having a discussion. It was just ridiculous. I wish they... Anyways, I had to come downstairs. So I'm really tired, because last night I stayed up till 2 a.m. live streaming with Lauren, because I told her, we decided we're going to live stream every day, and that was our second day in a row, and I was up late watching this podcast conference for 2 days. And then, so I came downstairs. I'm like, okay, well, I guess we're going to live stream at some point. It's like 7 o'clock or something. And then I'm like, oh, but maybe I'll go through my emails. Oh, I've got a voice job to do. But then at 8 o'clock, this dating app said, oh, you've got a couple of speed dating things. I'm like, so I did 2 quick chats. But then one of the women was like, oh, do you want to chat? I'm getting a glass of wine. Do you want to talk? I'm like, I guess I'll be friendly. It's nice to talk to somebody. But then we talked for so this is like 8:30 now. It must have talked for like an hour. Or no, then it was like 10 o'clock or something at this point. Yeah, she was going to bed. It was like 9:40, and I'm like, okay, well, now what am I going to do? Because I wanted to go to bed at 9, And now it's really late, but I want to give a quick shout out to all my new followers who are following me because they saw my comment on Barb's post. She posted a very sweet post about it's okay to be depressed, like everybody, a lot of people are depressed right now, and she's like, we got to just think about what we're grateful for. And I've left comments like this before on various popular people on Instagram's posts, but I don't think I've ever gotten as many comments and sweet supportive comments and as this. So Barb's obviously developed a very beautiful audience, a beautiful community of people who support each other and cared about each other. So thanks, Barb, for doing that. And yeah, thanks to everybody for all your very supportive comments. Maybe I'll make a little YouTube video about them tomorrow. Hopefully I won't be too tired tomorrow. So yeah, hi everyone.